I fucking hate this. Let's see. I'm gonna assume I'm streaming, but I'm also gonna record just in case because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, well, let's see how this works. Mhm. Oh, I gotta put my camera. Mhm. I think that's good enough. Okay. Mhm. Whoops. Ah, yes. Okay, I gotta refix my boundary. Oh, okay, I'm gonna choose my own boundary. Hmm. All right, let's try this. And then I can call. Let's see. Unmute. Hey, can you hear me? Oh, great. Okay. It was giving me weird, like my mic was muted. How's it going? Good. Yeah, just relaxing most of the morning. Yeah, no worries. Let's let me there we go. Yeah, I'm having like random technical difficulties. It was like raising my floor off the ground for some reason, but it seems to be working now. And are you room scale or normally? Are you room scale or just that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, sorry if it's loud. I live by an airport, so there's always planes going over. Oh, nice. Let's see. Okay. Oh. Yeah, so I'm just in the find the match. I just put 4 rounds, but if we want to run more, we can always just do it again. Yeah, this is a good use case. I tried it once and it worked out okay. So trying it again. The coach, like my point of view streaming. Um, yeah, not spectator. So I have my point of view, and then you can see my IRL cam. But I'm playing around with that. I can do spectator, but I have to use my desktop, and that's far away, and so yeah, it was causing a lot of lagging. But I could like put delays in certain spots, but it just wasn't consistent. Yeah, so what that generally means, especially since I'm on my 3S, I don't really have a lot of power, but I mean it's mostly focused on just technique. Or at least that's what I use the game for. Yeah, a little bit. It's also hard for me to do some of the moves that the kids do to like generate power without like hurting my old injuries. Like I have a shoulder elbow just from fighting for as long as I did. Oh yeah, a lot of repetitive. Nice. Yeah, I gotta get a physical therapist at some point. I've been told that by a doctor for some of my stuff, but I just haven't. Every time I've tried to schedule one, something happened where they either canceled on me or it was just something else weird happened. Yep. Are you on PTC? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just, yeah, generally on PTC. Unless they make a, oh, really? Yeah, the TCL and UBA are kind of the only two I have fought in. And I think UBA sometimes uses live and sometimes uses PTC. I think I'm fighting today. Yeah, I'm not a fan of what's in live. It's fine if you're like fighting, like for us where we're sparring, it's fine. But I think there's still too many stuns in the game, even in PTC. Yeah, blocking is weirdly strong and weak at the same time. Like realistically, blocking is very strong in real life. Like you can have people literally survive 12 rounds just like not trying to fight and just straight up blocking and running away. But in game, so many punches just slip through the guard, especially around the guard, that it's like if you're stunned, it's almost impossible without forcing a clinch to stay up. Yeah. Yep. I mean, that's pretty much all you can do. Yep. Yeah. That's why I can't take the game too seriously. If I take it like super seriously, or I'm like trying to put a lot of effort into winning, I'm just not gonna like the game anymore. It's just, um, yep. Yeah. The PTC is going in the right direction with like the counter bonus, but even then, yeah, it's not just that hooks are strong, it's just that the quality of the hooks that are rewarded are too high. Like you can have no skill and draw like these weak hooks. Oh, we got good pink, nice. And like somehow do a million damage. Cool. Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah, I have some slightly unconventional hooks I've been told, but they've worked for me IRL, so I just keep using them. Oh wait, oh I thought this was you. Well, oh sorry, I was sparring somebody. I was like, I thought you had joystick, and it was room skill. Okay. Uh, sorry, I was in the find a lobby. Is your username the same? Oh, okay, that would have been smart for me to ask. I just got challenged and assumed it was you because no one's ever in the PTC find a match. Or I can just say, I can just send you. Yeah, it works. Let me just. Okay. The code is 106 516 7899. Sweet. So is there anything specific, or you want to just like work around or two and just okay. All right.
Mouthpiece is
Let's see
in.
if that
Seconds out.
works. I realized I could have
Get
had the
ready.
stream on where it was picking up the cast and your
Let's fight.
voice. Oh, oh yeah, I'm outside, so I got a lot of room. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I have a hard time with room or joystick. I've tried it like twice and I felt like I was getting motion sickness. Oh yeah, I think I mean it makes sense. I probably would have to use that just because it's kind of like disorienting. Yeah, that's something I'm like, I have workarounds for that. It's harder to use in game, at least at the moment, because you can just do that nonstop, and then I can fit. Yep, that's framing. Yeah, DJs fights like that. Oh,
Stop.
my bad.
Stop.
I was trying to
No holding.
go around and push
Box
back.
on. Stop. Stop.
Yeah, I would say um, A few things. Yeah. One thing when you're doing that, it kind of limits your offense, which is fine to do in specific instances, especially if you're on the back foot. You can use it to create space. Yeah, it's better that way. Since we have like similar reach, if I just sidestep and go around it like I was doing with the jab, it kind of makes it somewhat easier to time. And then once you start finding out that I'm like can do that, then you're gonna try to adjust, which means I can use it to feint and then come just straight up the middle. And then something I would recommend, you're letting me get a little too close without like putting up a fight. Yeah, so I'd recommend if you're gonna leave it out, at least mix up like using it as a jab and then like a cross. A lot of your offense is like when I'm kind of already too close.
Mouthpiece is in.
So
Seconds
just
count.
more establishing range, I guess, would be something to work on.
Ready? Pops.
Yeah, but if you have it all the way extended like that as a rangefinder, and then you're like in range, I just have to do that because you have to for you to use it as a punch, you have to then pull it back and then throw it. In real life, you could just use it and just like push me to the side and then create an opening. But in game, it might limit you. Yeah, yeah. Do you switch fight or are you okay? Yeah. So I guess a few things over here. Yeah, I would say when you're trying to jab with the right hand, go that same way. So like this circle this way. Yeah, pretty much. And then when you're orthodox, it's like the opposite way. And that way you can kind of, when you're switching that up, you can create new openings because people are like getting confused in the direction. Yep. Yep. Yeah. At least having some sort of offense at range that will like prevent me from getting in. Because if you don't have anything, I'm just gonna go like this and then just kind of come in. Especially if I got you in that corner right there. Like yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. It's all about how you set it up.
Hey, stop it.
Yeah, you pause a
Red,
little bit
step
after you
back.
do that. So
Box
if you
off.
throw it, especially if it's a big punch where you're like kind of putting a lot into it, you either have to move right away or you have to follow it up because you're not going to be, the punch isn't going to push me back like it normally would. So if you go like that, you have to be like, ah, I'm out of here.
Hey,
Oh,
stop.
sorry, there's a plane right over me. Um, yeah, something else I would also consider. It's kind of what I'm doing. I mean, so the game is slightly right in some of my punches, but throw these like short, fast punches. That way you can like set up your big punches. So a lot of the times you're just coming up leading with your strong punch, and so that's just allowing me to just be like block and then fire off after. But if you like use these like whether short jabs or short crosses, just with nothing behind them, no commitment, and then use that to set up your next one, you'll be better off because they're going to be trying to block. Like if I do that and do like this non-committal one, they're going to be trying to be worried about this one, but then I can come here or come here. Um, and just mixing those up and mixing up
Seconds out.
levels will help you out.
Okay, get ready.
So I'll let you push the pace this time.
Box.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's just getting comfortable with it. Oh, I don't that
Break.
that should
No
not have
holding.
landed. It missed on my screen.
Box on.
Oh,
Break.
that
Break.
runs.
Step
Yeah,
back.
I'm still not used to joystick, so my
Fight.
distance management isn't as good as it could be. Yep, it just takes times. Yeah, I had to fight in my kitchen before I got my backyard set up. Yeah, after you throw that
Break up.
hook,
Red. No
so
holding.
like here, or I guess it's your left, either yeah,
Let's go.
come back with something else because you're kind of like throwing that one punch and then you're kind of like pausing, which is allowing me to counter. So either follow up with another punch or try to spin out if you can, which it's you're kind of limited because the joystick is only so fast. But yeah, I have a few combinations that I just like drill. So like the, the 1-2 to the body, 1-2, and then come up top. Like a lot of mine are just straight punches.
Stop.
Possibly. I
Stop.
don't know the number system the way that most people use it. Um, my coach, my coach always used codes for specific combinations. So instead of being like throw a 1-3, other than like 1-2, like hook, he'd be like Ali, which is like a right uppercut and then left hook, or rear punch if you're opposite handed. Like on three would be bop bop bop, or to the body. So he was mostly using like code words. Something like that, yeah. Yep. Yep, that's one of my favorite moves.
Seconds out.
I post it.
Get ready. Fight.
Yeah, it oh yeah, that's one of the problems. Yeah, that's why when I do it, I mean, I've been going to your body a lot, but that's kind of just I usually will set up here and then go to the body or come straight up to the body and then try to set up. So I'm like always almost always alternating, but then sometimes I'll lean in and just go to the body twice and then spin out that direction. Yep, but also it's like the positioning. So like I wouldn't go to try to aim for the body here unless it's like a jab. Like if I'm here, then I'm like body up top. But so it's all about knowing your range and which you think you can land. So here I'm only going to be thinking about doing this. But then if I'm thinking about this, I'm like thinking about how I'm going to enter coming and then spinning low on the way out. Like that kind of is how I think about what how I select my shots. And I'm kind of just looking for what's open, not necessarily planning it out 2, 3 steps in advance. Yep. Yeah, everything, I mean, all sports, it's all about coming, making it muscle memory. You're not trying to think about, I need to throw 2 jabs right now. I need to be looking for the body. It's always like, this is open, so it's time for me to just punch there without thinking about it. Yep. That's why, like, feinting after like a round or even a few minutes, you want to feint what they're trying to look for. So I throw a lot of straight crosses out of nowhere. So I always like to feint it and then come with the hook. It can, depending on how you position your feet. Because if I go like here, I'm like perfectly primed that when I throw, I can put my entire body weight into it. Yep. Yep. And so when you do that, you can throw a lot of power. But a lot of the ones I've seen where it's like a lot of the pendulum stuff, it works great in amateur boxing more because you're like super loose. You can throw it and then just be moving. And it's not necessarily something that dominates in the professionals. It's more an amateur based because like, yep, transition your body weight. Yeah. It's all about where you put your weight in. That's something the game can't never replicate. That's why you have these arm punches that do a billion damage. Yep. Yep. No, that's something that's a common strategy. Another
Ladies
thing when
and
you're in that
gentlemen,
position, it's the same thing,
your
but
winner
come with the
is
overhand. But instead of coming
the
back up
blue
top with it,
corner.
because of the shorter distance here, just come to from the body and then use that momentum to go back up top again. Because it's easier to do this than it is to do. Yeah, because and then you can come back up. That's at least my. This is the way I find I'm more of like a traditional like boxing stance, not necessarily trying to be too fancy, but using like angles in the jab, some more Mexican style. Um, yeah, so cutting off the ring, that's something we can cover also. Um, oh, it just auto kicked us out. Yeah, there's a lot of subtle things that work actually really good in the game that aren't necessarily like damage based. So the way you move, the way you pick your shots, trapping people in corners, which is still hard to do in game because people can just phase through you. But at least now there's a consequence of like point deductions and things like that. Yeah, yep. At least that's what I use it for. Yep. So yeah, that's kind of why like when I say like the a lot of the shots without commitment are really good because you can also use them to set up your big shots just by being in position. So, I mean, you'll probably, if you watch the YouTube later, you'll see what I'm talking about here. But like, just even just moving into position, there's no like weight behind my punch, but I'm setting up that my feet in a position that I can on the follow up come back with the big punch. And it's a lot easier because I don't have to then shift my body weight after I throw. Like, if I throw a big punch, I'm kind of in an awkward position. So it makes it hard to follow up. But if I throw this like weak shot, now I'm in a position where I can like throw a big shot after. Um, but you also have to just keep in mind where your feet are when it's in the front. Yeah, my guess is it's probably slightly a difference in stance when you have your right hand in front that's like not allowing you to be as fluid as with you being in like the opposite hand. I know when I put my right hand in front and try to do southpaw style, I feel like all my power is in my right hand, but it's like I feel like I'm like front-footed when I'm in southpaw, mainly because I'm used to like putting my weight on my back foot to shift it to have a strong cross or a strong overhand. So it's like a mental shift. I have to like consciously think about like, nope, I got to put my weight center or put it on the back. So it's like I just have to, yeah, yep. You do it for 10 years, then you're especially when you do it as a kid, you're kind of the plasticity of your brain is not as good when you're an adult. Uh, is there anything you want to try for like a round or two? Sure. Yeah.
Mouthpiece is in. Seconds out.
All right. This round, or I guess these two rounds,
Okay, get
I'll
ready.
try to just be completely defensive and just let
Let's
you
go.
dictate the pace, and I'm just going to try to block what you throw, and see what you can do. Oh, nice. Maybe your front foot, or maybe like your feet might be too in line, or it's kind of hard to tell with your avatar just because it's not really
Head off the
representative.
red corner.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and that's one of the things that's the downside of the game is like there's no penalty for being off balance, so you can kind of just do a lot of stuff you wouldn't be able to do in real life. Yep, because you pulled back when you did it, which isn't a bad thing. Because but if you go like that and then you pull back and do it, the person's worrying about this hand first. So and then yep, yep, yep. That's how I throw my one too. Yeah, I realize when I do that on the dummy, it doesn't register my second punch. Yeah. Oh no, I get barely any. Even when I like actually step into my punch, sometimes I can get high, but I have to like over exaggerate my punch. Like if I want to jab with power, I have to like pull my hand here and then come forward with it. Or if I just do like this, if I just like jump and jab, I get like 100%. But I don't like doing that because it's not what I'm playing the game for. No, not at all. Not yet. Yeah, for it punishes efficiency, honestly. And I'm more of an efficient, like all my punches come straight from
Drop.
here. I like rotate my arm fully. I'm not pulling it unless it's like a hook. I'm not pulling at my elbow. I'm not like twisting before I throw. I'm just here. I just pop, pop. So there's like I try to do as little of a tell as possible, but the game doesn't like that as much. it's lower effort because it kind of is. That's the point of fighting. You're supposed to punch with as efficient as possible. Yep, it's partly that, but it's also like the more efficient you are, the less of a tell you're going to have, and so you're more likely to land. If I throw a jab like
Mouthpiece is
this
in. Seconds
versus
out.
like this, you're not going to see this one
Get
as well
ready.
as you're going to see that one coming.
Box on.
And so I'll just oh, thanks. Yeah, so that's the part of the efficiency is just like that versus like yeah. So like yep, yep. I made a video on my bag work was like that. Yeah, that was nice. Not as much as like if you were to move your body into it, but when you have it this way, it's just kind of harder to throw as efficiently. That's kind of why people hold their hands here, is I can go into a punching stance a lot easier than if I have to do this from all the way. So it's just about speed. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the extra motion is probably making it pick up body effort versus just like that. Yeah. Yep. I mean, that's a actual technique people use too. Yeah. That was pretty quick. Yep.
Hey, stop it. Red, step back.
Yeah, and part
Let's
of
fight.
being in joystick, which is kind of hard to get used to, is your distance management because using your thought. I mean, you can get used to it when you're head, but like for me, I know instinctively my distance here. I know I can't hit you here, but if I take this small step, I know you're in range. But with like a joystick, you're like if I love tap the joystick, I'll be in range versus like full on press it. Like that might not be as intuitive, but without hitting it. Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Break it
Oh,
up. Step back. Box on. Time.
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, for
your
sure.
winner is the red corner.
Yeah. So when you're in the southpaw stance for your right hand, I would check your feet. Just like take a picture of like how you are from like the side on in both stances, throwing a punch, and see if you're leaning one way or the other. Because my guess is you're probably slightly off, and so that's making your punch feel a lot worse than it should be if you're like more sit back or yeah. So that could be you mentally just like not putting the weight on it, and so now your weight is further back. Um, Yep, I feel it. I've had knee issues actually since I was a kid. Like I would get random knee pains like mid fight or mid sparring. Um, Oh.